Hey there, it's Patty here. How are you? It's good to see you and to have you listen in. I wanted to stop in today and just introduce what our podcast is going to be about today with relation to our grazing biz. And for those of you who don't know, my sister Andrea, who's not on today, but you're going to hear her shortly. My sister and I started a business called grazingbiz.com, and what we're doing is helping people start a charcuterie business. So I wanted to back up a little bit and explain how we ended up here really quick in case you haven't heard. We have a podcast, which if you're listening to this on any of the podcast stations, you already know this. But we started a podcast back in the fall, and it seems to be growing pretty quickly. And what we do is we're helping people to launch their love of charcuterie into a business and get it online. And what's interesting about it is that I know how to cook. Okay, let's say that. We grew up in a family of cooks. My sister actually is a chef, and so her and I decided that my background as a digital marketer and a CRM specialist, and her background as a chef, and my son also is a chef, that we had a great reason to start this. And also because here in Arizona, recently, a new bill was passed that allows people to sell perishable food items from home. And they basically have nicknamed this bill the tamale bill. And anyway, bottom line is if you are in our state and some other states around the country, you can actually sell perishable food from home. That said, though, there's other ways to do this where you can create the boards at the locations as a personal chef. Obviously, if you've got a license to go out and, basically create stuff out in the world in a restaurant type scene, you may be able to go into commercial kitchens, rent a commercial kitchen. So there's different ways to do this if you can't do it from home. But if you're really passionate about it, then you really ought to check this out. So today's podcast is actually a portion of a webinar that we did recently that talks about how you launch this thing online, and that's my background. So you're going to hear a lot of me talking in this one, but my sister chimes in, I think, for a minute or two. But we have great opportunity to help people, so we thought, let's start this podcast, and that's where we're at today. So that's what this podcast is about today. Our episode, I think it's going to be number 6, and we're excited to be able to start this and have some great following. And if you stick around, we'll tell you a little bit more about how to get help, but you certainly can get help right now if you want to go to grazingbiz.com/launch. You're going to learn all about what we have to help you out with. And we have a free webinar as well if you want to learn about starting your business. It's a Charcuterie Business Bootcamp. So make sure that you check us out at the grazingbiz.com/bootcamp. And you'll get into the free webinar there. So check that out too. But we have a number of helpful resources for you. And you might also want to go to our Facebook page. I'll put all the links here in the show notes, but go to our Facebook page at Start Your Charcuterie Business. And we were on TikTok, but I don't know if it all came down the other day or what. Who knows? I'm not going there, but whatever's going on with TikTok, if it's up, we're there too. So look up Grazing Biz. We'd love to help you, but anyway, this is a portion of the webinar we did recently I think might be helpful and informational. So why don't you take a listen, and hopefully we can help you out. So here we go. Welcome to the Charcuterie Launch Lab Podcast, where passion meets profit. If you've ever dreamed of turning your love for charcuterie, or food of any kind, into a thriving online business, well then you're in the right place. We're Andrea and Patty, the Grazing Biz Sisters. With over 60 years combined experience as a chef and digital marketer, we have walked in your shoes starting our own online businesses. We'll share all of our tips, advice, struggles, and best strategies to help you launch and grow your own online foodie business with ease. The Charcuterie Launch Lab is a space for all food creators and entrepreneurs just like you. Let's dive in and get your yummy business launched online, one board at a time. What are those steps to get you online? First, we want to make sure that you have your menus and your boards and your products all figured out. Okay, that's really, really key. Make sure that you know what you're going to offer. And guess what? It doesn't need to be a lot. It literally could be one menu that you change
as far as sizes go and how much you put on it. Literally can be that easy instead of going crazy trying to set up, worrying about 10 million different menus, because that's only going to cause you more work on the end where you're going to be putting those menus onto software, right? Then you want to have images. So here's the thing. If you're brand new at this, you probably don't have any images. And Andrea's recommendation, because I did talk to her about this, because she recommended it and I thought it was a good idea. There's plenty of visuals out there in the world that you can get free images, including Canva. And if you just zoom in on it, so you're not actually looking at a full-blown board, just zoom in on it and give people their menu of what is included, what will be included, and then you make a little statement that says this, things may change based on the season. That's a great way to get started so that you are not having to go create images or build these things to create an image, right? But what I will say is if you're doing this already or you plan to do it soon, every time you do one, take a picture and a video. Both, do both, because you just never know how it's going to come in handy for you when you go to market yourself later. It's going to show up everywhere. And the great thing about charcuterie, not charcuterie, as I got slapped when we first started talking. This is why she gave you that speech, because I was the queen of that. Um, but anyway, the great thing about it is it's artwork, right? And so people, it's scroll stopping. It just is. Unlike real estate, what is there to look at? House is okay, but I'm talking my marketing. I like write stuff. Nobody wants to look at that. So I don't have a whole lot of fun stuff to share with that. Then you want to get your software lined up. So there's lots of pieces of software that you could use and all these things that you might need to integrate, but I'm going to show you an easy way to do this. So you do got to get your software lined up. And then you want to obviously be able to provide this to the world to see on landing pages, which I'll talk about here in a minute, or websites, right? So get that stuff going. Then you've got to make sure that you've got your billing set up, right? So if you're already doing this already, you probably have PayPal. You might even, I mean, if you've really gotten into it, you might even have, what is that thing where you slide the card in, or you got one of those? I can't remember what it is, but it plugs into your iPad when you're out on the road. And you might even have this set up. But if you
Yeah,
don't,
like a square.
where? I knew it began with an S.
Yeah, and I actually have software on my phone that I don't need to do that. They can tap on my phone.
Oh,
So
dang.
there's that kind of software is out there, which is
That's
great.
right. That's
You don't
awesome.
need anything extra.
Yeah, cool. That's good. You don't need that, but ideally you want it to integrate with your website too. So that's the key. And then of course creating those calendars that will have hopefully a payment form in the calendar, so it's all happening at once, as opposed to I saw somebody's site. I kid you. Well, and I shouldn't say I kid you not, because you might be experiencing this, but what I saw was somebody went to the site and it said, contact me before you buy because I got to check to make sure I'm available. Nobody wants that. You don't want that. You want to have a calendar that's pre-built already for you that has your dates and availability on it. So if you want to take a vacation or you want to assign this to somebody else to work on while you're gone, that this handles this. So you're not having to go in and, oh, call me first or send me an email or send me a text and let you know if I'm available. Nobody wants that. You guys can set this up ahead of time. I'm the queen of automation. And so if I have to do it more than once and I'm going to keep doing it, that's not a good way to operate. So we're going to help show you how you can do that better, right? Marketing order confirmations workflows. Basically, what in my book, I wrote this book called Drip Campaign Secrets in the Real Estate Industry. That just means automated email and text follow up. So when you use it for marketing, to market your business, just like you guys got from us, because I was the queen of that, except I screwed up and gave you the wrong link because stuff happens even to the best of us. Not everybody got that, by the way, but everything that happened was automated, everything. And so we set that up ahead of time before I even went live with sign up here. That's all automated. It automatically sent it. You'll notice you got a text, you got an email, all that stuff, right? So how cool would it be if you could have all that to help market your business? So we want to get you online. And here's really ideas of, what you want to make sure that you have ready. Menus of your boards, right? So if you were to click on these, because these aren't live, but if you were to click on this, that would take you to, oh, this is everything that's included in this particular board. That's what you need. You need something along those lines. And of course, you need those photographs. So that's cool. That was just this example of a close-up. So if you never ever made one yet, you could just zoom in on something, and something that was probably going to be similar to what you would make anyway. And then until you can get your photographs, then you would go and replace them on your site. Do that I want to say that's easy. Then yes, you want to have a website. Okay, so this is just an example of one, and our goal really is just to have somewhere to go so that they can click on something and order. How cool would that be when it's all automated, right? So website, yeah, you need one. Could you get one on Shopify? Could you get one on Make Your Own on WordPress? Could you, and I've heard everything, Wix, there's a million softwares out there, but think about what happens when someone buys, then what happens after that, right? So you've got to have integrations to go along with all of that stuff. And that's usually a challenge for people in general. The other option is just set up a simple event funnel. And this is a shout out to our Canadian friends. We personally think you should have landing pages specific to certain holidays, right? And so that way, all you had to do was go in and just put some pictures in of the particular holiday boards that you want to offer. And you have the easiest thing you could do is just get those 3 different sizes. And then every holiday as it's coming up, you just start, I recommend 4 to 5 weeks out, you've got the landing page just for that holiday, right? So you get it ready and it's simple, and then you just post it out in the world and let people sign up for it, right? So this is easy way to manage it instead of doing a full-blown website, because honestly, that can be overwhelming for people, and I get it. I've built many a site. I've built many landing pages. I built that. So this isn't rocket science, but you guys are busy making boards. You don't want to have to mess with this stuff. So the sooner you can get this stuff set up and running, it'll be there for next year when the next holiday rolls around, right? We just got through Christmas. That's what you want to do, is have this stuff in your pocket and ready to go, right? And then we talked about the calendaring, where you're automating everything all at one time. So they come to a calendar ideally, and they click and they choose first what's available, right? And this calendar is showing a lot, but you can block out, if you do this correctly, you can actually block out the weeks and the time where you're willing to do things. And the time that's on here is your delivery time, right? So you put on there when you are willing to deliver or let them come pick it up or whatever. And then from that screen, they go and pay. Boom, done. Next thing you know, you're being notified that you have a order, right? And it all just happened all at once. You hands-free. They didn't have to call you unless you want to talk to them. So that's pretty fun, right? The other thing that, is kind of a really cool option to be able to do is to be able to text and email automation, which is what I did with you guys, right? So you had that. Then you're going to start sharing the information with the world. So you want to make sure that you have social posting options. You got to hook up, you don't have to do them all. And I tell real estate, because I coach in real estate every single day. And you do not have to do everything under the sun when it comes to social. But you want to go where your people are, right? And so that's the key. And I know most of you are here probably because of social. So that's good that you're there. I'm going to guess you were, because you wouldn't have seen either the ad or any of the posts or our Facebook group. So I'm proud of you for that, because it's not fun necessarily, to be honest with you. I'm pushing 62. I'll be 62 in a month. I'm still young, by the way. My husband's older than me and he still acts younger than me. But what the key is that you get into where your people are, right? No matter what age you are, right? Whatever works, and you go there. That's where you want to go. and you can go anywhere, right? Anywhere that works. So you've got your landing pages and your websites. Now, how are we going to market it so the whole world can find out about you? That's the key now, right? You need to understand your market, that journey that you need to go. Who's your perfect avatar? That's what they say in the digital marketing world. Who's your perfect client? And that's where you want to be so that you can, point out all of the cool stuff that you have and what do you have that stands out amongst everyone else. And you will be different. People will start to recognize that, yeah, that's the person I'm going to go to when I want my little cups to give to my title agents or my real estate agents. That's the person I want to go to when I'm going to have a wedding, right? So people are going to start to know you. And honestly, if you're in a small town, you are so lucky. We are in the fifth largest city, at least I am. I'm in the fifth largest metropolitan city in the country, in the US. And it's hard to stand out here. And no matter what. Now, when I run a search for how many charcuterie people there are in Phoenix, not that many. And you can't service everyone, and not in a city like mine, which is why my son's going to be starting his business here. So he's on the west side of the valley. That's way over there. That's like an hour away from here. There's lots of business over there because there's not one charcuterie vendor there. And so even if there is more than one in your neck of the woods, you're going to stand out. You're going to be better than them, right? Because you're going to do this right instead of, willy-nilly. So of course, then you've got your unique selling products. Now you're going to make sure that you get them on these websites and your landing pages. Then you're going to build awareness. And that awareness is telling the world that you have it. That's why I wanted you to get your phone out and tell the world what you're doing. It's like in the real estate industry, you'll hear that, oh, don't be a secret agent. If you don't tell people what you do, you don't know what opportunities you're going to miss, right? So tell everybody what you're doing because it's going to make a massive difference in your business. And then we want to do this thing where we call a lead magnet. A lead magnet is an irresistible offer that you're going to give somebody in exchange for their email address. So some of you downloaded my charcuterie calculator. Some of you got the AI prompt maker for ChatGPT. And that's all lead magnets, right? So we got you in here as a result of that. Not that I'm trying to bribe you or anything, but that's what it is, right? We're trying to get you in to help you with your business. And part of it's building awareness about the fact that this exists because maybe you had no clue. And, even if you don't do anything further with us, if you gain some knowledge today, I'll be so happy for you because now you know what to look for, right? No matter what happens, if you're not ready to do anything or you don't want to, that's fine. But you're learning, right? And that's the key. Everything you do will be learning. And then lead capture. So you've got this wonderful thing. Now, how am I going to get that person to give me their info? It's all on autopilot. So again, you've probably received, assuming it didn't end up in spam, because that's what happens sometimes in our systems. They will end up in spam, and it's based on what their settings are in that inbox. But I did a whole thing in my book about, avoiding the spam folder. So I do my best. But your goal really is to keep in front of these people, right? You've got your lead capture, and now you're going to stay in front of them until they tell you to stop, basically. But in your business, if you're doing a good job, they're never going to tell you to stop because you're going to start promoting, you're going to offer coupons, you're going to give them discounts, you're going to tell them all your great, amazing things you've got coming down the chute, and it's going to be all on automation, right? If you do this right. So make sure that you plan ahead for all this stuff. And then, of course, these orders are now going to start happening. You're sending back out this month's deals and your coupons and all the things that's going to happen. And all of this just keeps happening. Next thing you know, you got to go hire someone if that's what you want. If you don't want that, then you can pull back and you can market as much as you want or shut the doors for a little while you take a break. I mean, life gets that way, unfortunately, or fortunately, you can do that, right? So wouldn't it be wonderful if you were able to do that and have someone that can do this for you? Because let's face it, I think if I wanted to, I could sit down with Andrea in a few sessions and really learn how to do this if I wanted to. So you could teach others, probably relatively easy, I would say, in the grand scheme of, training people, because I train in technology. That's not always easy. But your goal really is to repeat customers, get them coming in, and have ongoing business going. And the great thing is once you do a wonderful job for them to start with, they're never ever going to forget you. And I bring this up, my nail shop, right? My nail shop locally does a wonderful job telling me they know when I haven't bought in a while, I haven't been in, because they're tracking, because they've got an electronic thing that's tracking me when I come in. And so they know when I'm in there. It's not like they're just writing my name down. No, it's all electronic. So that's what's going to happen here. And then, of course, you want to get testimonials, because that's going to help you get even more business. And testimonials are free advertising. So, yeah, and that can be all set up to be automated as well, which is really cool. All right, marketing your business. You need a strong brand. You want to make sure that you get on social, and that you also participate in local events. I know Andrea does a lot of that, where she'll show up at local events and people find her and go, whoa, I really want to know, what are you selling? Tell me where. And then she's getting referral business through other people that are at the event as well, because they sell something different than her, but they know people that want what she sells. Or she has products that she will buy from them, and then that she puts on her boards, and that brings continued business for herself. Okay. So here's the thing. I know you're probably going, oh no, this is a lot. How am I going to do all this? Really, you're probably thinking, what the heck? I need help. Where am I going to do this? So, okay, I'm not going to be the one to tell you how to make boards. There's a million zillion places on ways to do this if you haven't ever done it. And again, YouTube, Pinterest, great places to learn to make them, including us, if you want to go that route. But the goal is getting this online, like, really starting to do this the right way. And if you're doing it, you might not be doing it as easy and automated as you probably could be. So I just want to say that I understand. You know why? Because I've been there personally. Yes, I'm older, but I started learning all this pretty early on, So, and if this sounds like you, are you worried about setting up your technology? Are you worried or wondering about the overwhelm of marketing to all these different social platforms? Are you scared maybe of doing it with no help? Maybe you're fearful that you're limited on time because you still have kids at home. Thankfully, we don't, but we have a lot of time we spend with our grandchildren because we want to help our kids out. So we're busy with that too, but we get it. We're fearful, we're limited on time, but we know that this is going to run on autopilot, right? We know that the business will come in if we're spending time with our family. And then we're just scared. We want to do it. We've been thinking about it. We're just scared, right? And you're not alone, by the way. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you've never done this and got yourself online before, this isn't unusual for you or anybody in any industry who's, people that are plumbers, people that are home inspector. I mean, lots of different things. Never been online, so you're not alone. So I just want to make sure you know that. And then you might be thinking, okay, I'm going to go do all this. What if no one buys? Well, here's the cool part about it is you don't have to go buy anything as far as products go until somebody orders something. And just don't have them order tomorrow. So you have time, so just plan ahead, make sure that you're ready, that you know what you're going to put on the boards, that you know what you're going to offer. And then when you get a sale, go get the stuff. Just don't plan to sell it this afternoon, right? You got plenty of time. You can block windows out of time in your lifetime to do this, right? So you might also be thinking, I don't think I can do this at all, right? And we don't want that. But remember, again, I want to remind you now for the third time, it's only one board that you need to sell. And if you just do it once, You're going to be, it'll be like, not that I'm on drugs, but it'll be like drugs, right? So if you're committed to creating this future, we want to take you on a little journey. I want to take you on a little journey really quick. And I have to do this. I have to visualize in order for me to take the next steps some days, because I had a lot of business in my lifetime and I still do. And this one is going to be the one that I'm going to take into my retirement, because this is something I can do forever. And I love this. It's fun. It's exciting. Look at how beautiful the boards are. And anyway, I want you to imagine yourself if you could make 5 or 8 sales now, between now and the next couple months. What would that do for you? What would it, imagine yourself now 6 months down the line and you've sold 20 or more, that you could maybe even get to the point where, oh, I could even take a vacation, maybe get someone else out of here and get some help. Now, that may not be enough for you, but it's all relative, because I don't know what your background is and what you need, but think about what you need and how could this happen for you. Imagine yourself even 12 months from now, and you've exceeded your goals, right? You saw that goal of almost $100,000. If that's what you want, you might be able to do that. Think of that freedom that it's going to do for you, right? And now, since you've made it this far, and maybe you're thinking you've seen others and it's time for me to start doing this, because you're motivated, right? And your passion is driving you finally. I don't know how long. Would you mind put it in the chat for me, if you would? How long have you been thinking about this? And, we're not getting any younger, especially after the pandemic. It's challenging to think that you're going to live the rest of your life working for somebody else. It's so bad. Nobody wants to do that now that we had a taste of being at home for a while. So yeah, I'd like to know how long you've been thinking about doing this, because it's really interesting to me. But so we started from scratch. These are our grandbabies, by the way. Aren't they so stinking cute? Yeah, that's little Wyatt, and that's Isabel. Isabel's 3 and Wyatt's almost 2 now.
Wyatt is 18 months.
18 months. He's so cute. Look at his face.
And in between all of this, guys, I actually run my business, do what I'm doing, and I watch him 3 days a week. So that just gives you an idea of what you can accomplish. You can actually have a life.
Yeah, you really can. That's the cool part. So yeah, we started from scratch. We learned all this while juggling, working for others. I think I told you. I picked up the phone 9 times during dinner one night with my 2 teenagers at home, and they called me out on it. And I realized, I had to get a life, figure this out, because that's not the way I wanted my life to run, right? We did it because we wanted a better life, to give us more freedom and opportunity and unlimited possibilities for income. And then, but we're no different than you. We just have a proven roadmap. That's the bottom line. We just know what to do now as a result of trial and error, pretty much. So I want to just remind you, because of all of that, if we can do it, you can do it too. So I'm going to wrap this up as fast as I can, but I did want to tell you that we can help you. So if you want to skip everything and get to your business online, and don't forget, we've got bonuses for you as well. So I don't want to see you head out if you're like, I'm not going to do anything, but we really want to make sure that we're here to help you with this, and skip all that confusion and avoid all the technology that you might be dealing with. So we want you to focus on the courage to be able to do this and to grow a business if you want to do that. And if you want to get out into the entrepreneur world and be your own business owner, we did it. I worked for attorneys for a long, long time, and when I left, that freedom that I got, it was amazing, right? So we'd love to be able to virtually hold your hand through this entire process. And it's not going to cost you barely anything to do this, right? We want to help you that's our gig right now at our time in our life, is to help others do what we did. And because I know what you're thinking, because we thought the exact same thing. So we'd like to have you join us on the all-in-one marketing platform and course just for charcuterie owners. Sure, there is, to my knowledge, have not been able to find it anywhere that actually provides a full-blown marketing platform just for charcuterie and food owners. So you can use this software for anything you want, right? I want to introduce to you, we're so excited, the Charcuterie Launch Lab. Basically, what it's going to do is help take your marketing and everything online and help you do this quickly, right? So let me tell you all what's in it, and then you guys can decide if it's something you want to do. Great. If it's not, I hope you got some amazing value out of today. And maybe now's not the time, and I get that. So we'll still be here. Just make sure you get in our Facebook group. But so what it is, it's an all-in-one marketing platform and a class and a course. And so let's really take a deep dive. You're going to get pre-built brandable website and holiday event landing pages. So I've shown you a few samples of these, but these are pre-built already. They're already in the system waiting for you to show up. And then I'm going to show you how to easily edit them. So you're going to get them for every major holiday throughout the year. For the landing pages, including some special events. And we are going to continue to add to those as time goes by, but there's so many of them. Every major holiday is in there that you can imagine that you would serve charcuterie at, including Super Bowl, which is coming up. So literally, you could probably get in here and start marketing your Super Bowl boards pretty quickly, and Valentine's, and then St. Patrick's. I mean, it's all of them, plus your website. So we'll talk about the website here. Online ordering, like I showed you, your ability to come in and click on that, schedule right away, boom, done. Nobody's going to be bugging you if you don't want to be bugged, right? The other cool thing is you have the ability to add website chat on here, and believe it or not, AI, if that's what you want to do, you can actually have the AI respond, schedule appointments, talk to them, tell them what's on your menus, all of that. And that's something, it's an option if you want to do. But in the meantime, you could just have a form that people could come to. You could put whatever you want on there, and then people could talk to you that way through the software. Also, there's Google and Facebook review tools, and I'll be able to get reviews online, which is what brings people to you, because when they start searching for you, they want to see, are you any good, right? And it will automatically add those reviews to your website. So that's really awesome if you want to do that. You also have a built-in image library. So there's already a bunch in there, but if there's anything you want more, there's other places we'll show you where you can get that. You're also going to get the pre-built templates that I created for you. This is a fun part for me. See, I can't do this in real estate. I have to show really dry, ugly stuff. You guys have way better fun stuff to promote. So because I wrote a best-selling book on writing content that goes out, so you're getting all of those templates that I created for this business through consulting with Andrea, what the kind of things that we want to make sure we're saying to the folks. And then things will automatically go out when you want to promote, right? So either beforehand and after, right? So you've got all these already pre-built for you before for the marketing of all your different boards. We've got templates in here for every one of those different landing pages we've created through the holidays. And you have all the templates to go with it, both email and text if you want to text. So that's all automated. And then here's a really cool part. Like our system, I don't know if you've ever heard of a software called Hootsuite, but Hootsuite is a software that actually you put a post in there and you can post it all over the place at one time. Well, this is built in our system. And you have all of the pre-built social images, and every month, well, every season, you will get new ones. We're going to provide you new ones in there that are both video and texting, and you can then take them into Canva and edit them if you want to, or you can just use the generic ones we have, and then for your posting. So you'll be able to do all of that. It's built right in. When you get in there, there's actually a bunch in there you can access ASAP. So, and that picture right there is kind of what the software looks like inside for the social planner, but you could also schedule these in advance, right? So I'm saying 5 weeks out for the next holiday, you could have these all lined up ready to go. And once you set it up, I mean, literally it runs on its own, you guys. My gosh, it's so cool. And so bunch of social integrations for you there. Database management. This is where my key is. This may be brand new and scary to you, but I don't want you to feel scared. Let me just say, if a real estate agent can do it, you can do it. Because I know my agents, and I am one, so that's why I can say that. But just managing your database. And I'll give you all the best practices to be able to track and manage all of your business all the way through, all the way out, right? And the cool part about all of this stuff, I'm going to teach you how to do it. We've got the course already built. Okay, so the course is 6 modules, and I think I have a little thing in here on what's in them. I'm going to roll out the first 3 modules, which you got module 1, 2, 3, right? So the first 3 modules are getting rolled out if you sign up today, and you'll be able to start getting going, right? Get yourself set up. It's on demand. You'll be able to come in and get going. Literally, if you signed up now, you'd be in the next 10 minutes, right? So I want to make sure you've got this opportunity to get all the training from me. And Andrew is teaching you as well when it comes to if you have questions about the food part, right? So it's not all technology, because the technology can get kind of dry after a while. I get it. So you've got all of that all built in to this exact same software, everything. And as far as those modules go, I'm going to be teaching you about the online blueprint for getting started in a deeper dive. We're going to go through the platform so you understand what's all in there and how everything works together. We're going to go through activating your landing pages. And really, if you activate one, that's all you need to do for right now. So you don't get overwhelmed with the idea of, I got to go build a big site. We have the site template for you, but I don't recommend you start there. I actually want you to just put in one. Your first lesson on this is going to be, all right, let's start editing the one that I have in here. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, okay? Digital ordering and scheduling. So those buttons and the things that go right on your calendar, I'm going to show you how to set those up because your menus will be on there. And then marketing your boards. We're going to go through a whole marketing class on how to get things marketed, how to do it with or without ads. I'm not going to get a deep dive on running ads. I recommend, I hate running ads personally, so I recommend that if you're going to do ads, that you can hire them out. But if you want to get to that point, we can provide you tools in the system to run ads because they are there. So if you want to use that. And then, of course, managing and tracking and understanding who your hottest business is going to be, that is going to be the key for you. So we want to make sure you know, and next time, if you got something to offer, who to send it to and how you can automate all of this, all of it. This first year, as you're getting each one of these set up as the holidays go by. By the way, we have Canadian stuff in here, and we'll create more. You tell me what you want, okay, if you're in here from Canada. But what you want to do is get all these holidays set up. And once you get through that first year and all the events that you do, they're done, So what's cool about using landing pages is that people don't come to your site and get confused. You're basically saying, this is what I offer for this holiday and that or event. That's it. And then you pick from that, and then you will adjust that as time goes by because you might want to add more or less or whatever. So we're just going to make it real easy for you to get this going. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what this looks like. And if you were to go out and actually put all this together yourself, there's a lot going on here, right? You've got marketing, you've got the platform, you've got the landing pages and the tools and the scheduling and the social media plan, all this stuff, and you're trying to get it all working together. There's a ton of integration involved with doing that, in case you didn't know. The cool part is that 99.9% of what we're giving you is all in one platform. You're not putting this into 10 different things. If you've done any research on how this works, you know that you've got to get 10 different pieces of software talking to each other. You don't have to do that in here because it's all ready together. It's already there. So if you were to do all of this, honestly, you'd be paying at least $300 a month for this software. So guess what? Because I'm saying that, that means you're not going to be paying $300 a month for this software. And that doesn't even include all of the templates, right? So you would be walking into a Shopify store totally blank with nothing in there, and you'd have to build it all out yourself. So that doesn't make sense when you can have it come in here and you've got templates to work with. And all I'm going to do is show you how to edit. And if you want to create more, create as many as you want, and I'll show you how. Okay, so you've got all that. And I know you're probably thinking, well, what happens if I get stuck? How am I going to get help? Well, guess what? You're going to get live coaching. This is part of the course and everything you're getting in the Launch Lab. You're getting both me and Andrea when you need us. We are here every single week. You're going to get live coaching and a live link you will go to in Zoom. If you want, sign up, come in, I'm there. If you want Andrea's help, she'll be able to help you. We'll be in and out of there. You're going to get all kinds of deep dive training within the private Facebook group. So you'll have all of that. So very cool. Now you might be thinking, I struggle with social media. Yeah, I get it. I really hate it, frankly, but we all have to do it. So every single quarter, or I want to say quarter, but it's actually seasonal. You're going to get new templates, but you're coming in and walking into all of these that are pre-made already. So this is a sample of what they might look like, and you can edit them for every holiday if you want. And as we come into the new seasons, you'll get new ones that you can use, and you can take them right into Canva and put your own logo on there and then bring them back in here. Or you can just do empty ones that don't have a branding on them necessarily, but totally up to you, right? Any offer you have. And then you might go, well, I struggle with board creation. Well, guess what? We're helping you there too. And if you haven't seen this and you haven't done AI yet, maybe you haven't signed up for this yet because I was giving it away. And this is an AI chat prompt that actually I'm going to teach you very simply how to use it. So if you've never used AI before, I'm going to actually show you how easy it is to get in and get started. And the cool part is all you got to do is go into this thing and say, I'm doing a wedding for 100 people, and I want it to be, elegant and certain food on it. And it will create, if you look at the video here, it will create you this whole entire thing that will then spit out a menu for you. I actually updated that recently. So you're getting this really cool menu. So if you're like, oh, I don't know what to put on my menu right now, I'm trying to build it, you're going to use this, and it will actually pull in menu ideas and wording for you. So and it will list out the menu of all the things that are on it, and you just tell it, oh, well, great. And then guess what? It's going to create a little image here that give you some idea. I know, I just love this stuff. I'm so excited about this part. Anyway, so isn't that cool? So I wrote this prompt, and it took me about a month to get it down to where I want it. And if you don't like it, you just go down at the bottom and go, you know what? I don't want to offer, I don't want to. I want, this is set up right now for 70% over cost, but if you don't want to use that, you can just go in and change it. Tell it, oh, I want 60% instead. So you can do whatever you want on it. Okay, so I just want to make sure you're aware of that. And then you'll also need the special bonus too that Andrew has created, is a bunch of downloadable PDF design templates. If you want to use those are here to kind of help you get, well, if you're brand new at this, which many of you may or may not be. So we want to make sure you know about that.
Well, I hope that was helpful for you, just to kind of give you some idea. And again, I want to reiterate that if you're looking for help, we have a free charcuterie business bootcamp. So if you go to grazingbiz.com/bootcamp, you'll be able to go watch that. It's a great webinar. There's a lot of information. And if you really want to get started, get launched, we've got the entire marketing platform all built. As far as I know, we're the only one out here that does this for the charcuterie industry. But the other thing about it is you could use this for any kind of business that you're selling food from home, because you could just easily edit the templates to make it work. So we've got the whole thing set up. So if you're interested, check it out at grazingbiz.com/launch. All right. Thanks so much for joining us today, and see you in the next episode. Have a great one.